Awakening the listener. Take a deep breath. Let the world grow quiet for just a moment. Think about how much of your life has been spent running after people, chasing approval, fulfilling endless responsibilities, and trying to live up to the expectations of others. Now ask yourself honestly, in the middle of all that noise, where were you? From childhood, many of us are taught to put everyone else first. We are praised for sacrificing our own needs, admired for carrying the weight of others, and celebrated when we bury our own dreams so that others may shine. And yet, deep inside, a silent emptiness grows. We begin to feel drained, unseen, disconnected from who we truly are. The truth is simple. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot light up the world if your own flame is burning out. This is why awakening begins with focus. Focus on yourself. Not in arrogance, not in selfishness, but in remembrance. To remember that you too are worthy of the same love, care, and attention that you so freely give to others. To remember that your soul, your peace, your dreams matter. When was the last time you asked yourself, what do I need today? What nourishes my spirit? What makes my heart come alive? Life transforms not when the world changes, but when you change the way you treat yourself. Imagine a garden that has been neglected. Dry soil, withering plants, lifeless ground. No matter how beautiful the seeds are, nothing grows without water, light, and care. Your inner world is that garden. If you neglect it, nothing lasting can bloom. But when you begin to water it with self-respect, nourish it with discipline, and protect it with boundaries, everything starts to flourish. Focusing on yourself is not about abandoning others. It is about strengthening yourself so you can show up fully. Think of an airplane. When the oxygen mask drops, they always instruct you to put yours on first before helping others. Why? Because if you cannot breathe, you cannot help anyone else. In the same way, your growth, your healing, your strength must come first. Only then can you truly serve, give, and uplift. This moment right now is your invitation to pause and turn inward, to silence the noise of comparison, to let go of the weight of expectation, to realize that your life is too precious to be lived entirely for others while you disappear in the background. The world does not need a version of you that is exhausted, broken, or empty. It needs the fullest, strongest, most alive version of you. So, awaken to this truth. Your focus belongs with you. Your energy belongs with you. Your love belongs with you first. Because when you honor yourself, when you care for your own soul, you create a foundation strong enough to transform not only your life, but also the lives of everyone touched by your light. The illusion of distraction. We live in a world that is louder, faster, and more demanding than ever before. Every day, you are bombarded with messages pulling your attention in 100 different directions. Social media calls for your time. Work demands your energy. Friends, family, and society all place expectations on you. Slowly, almost without noticing, your life becomes scattered. Your energy spread thin across countless things that don't truly feed your soul. This is the great illusion of distraction. It makes you believe that constantly being busy means you're living with purpose. It convinces you that the more you give away, the more valuable you are. It whispers that if you can keep everyone else happy, then maybe you will finally feel fulfilled. But the truth is, pouring yourself endlessly into everything and everyone without focusing on yourself doesn't make you whole. It leaves you empty. Think about it. How many times have you scrolled through your phone comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel and walked away feeling less than enough? How many times have you said yes to commitments you didn't want just to avoid disappointing others? How many nights have you gone to bed exhausted, realizing you gave every ounce of yourself away but left nothing for your own growth? That is distraction at work. It keeps you running in circles, chasing validation that never truly satisfies. Distraction is dangerous because it feels productive. You tell yourself you're working hard, being responsible, staying connected, but deep down you know you're drifting further away from yourself. You are climbing ladders that lean against the wrong walls. You are watering fields that will never bear fruit. And one day you look around and wonder why, despite all your effort, your soul still feels empty. The illusion of distraction thrives on comparison. It wants you to measure your worth against someone else's timeline. If they're succeeding, you feel behind. If they're achieving, you feel inadequate. But life is not a race, and your path is not meant to look like theirs. Focusing outward blinds you to the beauty of your own journey. To break free, you must first see the illusion for what it is. Understand that not every demand on your time is worthy of your energy. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every invitation requires your presence. The moment you realize this, you reclaim your power. You begin to set boundaries. You start saying no when it drains you and yes when it nourishes you. Distraction is the thief of transformation. It keeps you so busy looking outward that you forget the most important work happens inward. And until you choose to turn your gaze back to yourself, your healing, your growth, your inner peace, life will continue to feel shallow, no matter how much you achieve. So pause, breathe, disconnect from the noise for a while. Reconnect with your heart, your purpose, your truth. Because the moment you break free from the illusion of distraction is the moment you step onto the path where real transformation begins. The power of inner focus. There comes a moment in every life when you realize that all the energy you've spent chasing approval, recognition, or external success has left you unfulfilled. That's when the awakening begins. The realization that true power doesn't come from what's outside of you, but from what lies within. This is the power of inner focus, the ability to direct your attention, your energy, and your love inward toward yourself. Too often, people misunderstand this. They think focusing on yourself means becoming selfish, arrogant, or careless toward others. But the truth is the opposite. Inner focus is not selfish. It is sacred. It is the foundation of all growth, healing, and transformation. When you focus inward, you return to your true self. You reconnect with the quiet voice of your spirit that has been drowned out by noise and distraction. You remember who you are beneath all the roles, labels, and expectations. Imagine a lighthouse. Its only job is to shine. It doesn't chase ships. It doesn't beg to be seen. It simply radiates light from its center. And because it focuses on shining, it naturally guides others through the storm. You are that lighthouse. When you focus inward, when you nurture your own flame, you create a light so steady and strong that it begins to guide others without effort. Inner focus also builds resilience. Life will always bring storms. Loss, rejection, setbacks, disappointment. If your sense of worth depends only on external validation, those storms will shatter you. But when your focus is rooted in your inner strength, you can bend without breaking. You can walk through the fire and come out stronger because your foundation is within you, not outside of you. Consider this: every great leader, teacher, or visionary who transformed the world began by mastering themselves. They cultivated discipline, clarity, and inner peace long before their influence reached others. They understood that the outer world is always a reflection of the inner one. If you want peace outside, you must build peace inside. If you want love outside, you must cultivate love inside. If you want strength in your life, you must find strength within your soul. This is why focusing on yourself is the most powerful thing you can do, not just for you, but for everyone connected to you. When you invest in your health, you inspire others to care for theirs. When you cultivate calmness, you bring peace to those around you. When you rise, everything around you rises with you. So today, remind yourself, I am worthy of my own time. I am worthy of my own love. I am worthy of my own focus. Speak it until you believe it, because when you give yourself permission to focus inward, you step into the highest version of yourself. And from that place, your life and the lives of those you touch will never be the same. Transformation from within. Look closely at your life. Every result you see outside of you, your relationships, your career, your health, your peace, is nothing more than a reflection of what is happening inside of you. Your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. If you carry fear within, life will present you with endless reasons to feel afraid. If you carry peace within, life will surround you with harmony. Transformation is never an outside job. It always begins from within. We live in a culture that teaches us to chase external change. We think, if I get that job, I'll be fulfilled. If I find the right partner, I'll be complete. If I earn enough money, I'll finally be at peace. But notice what happens when those things arrive. For a short time, you feel satisfied, but soon the emptiness returns. Why? Because no amount of external achievement can heal an internal wound. You cannot build lasting happiness on a shaky foundation. Real transformation begins in the unseen. It begins with the thoughts you think when no one is watching, the beliefs you hold when the world is silent, the way you speak to yourself in the privacy of your own mind. If you tell yourself you are unworthy, life will reflect that belief back to you. If you believe you are powerful, life will create opportunities that align with that truth. The soil of your inner world determines the harvest of your outer life. Think of a tree. Its strength doesn't come from the branches or the fruit. It comes from its roots, hidden beneath the ground. If the roots are weak, the tree will fall at the first storm. But if the roots are deep, the tree will stand strong no matter what winds blow against it. In the same way, when you strengthen your roots, your character, your discipline, your faith, your outer life naturally transforms. This is why practices like meditation, self-reflection, journaling, and prayer are so powerful. They nurture the invisible roots of your soul. They build patience, clarity, and inner calm. And slowly you begin to notice changes. You no longer react to negativity with anger. You no longer chase things that drain you. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself. Instead, you move from a place of quiet strength. Transformation from within also requires honesty. You must look at yourself clearly and ask, what wounds am I still carrying? What patterns keep repeating in my life? What stories do I keep telling myself that no longer serve me? Healing begins the moment you face these questions with courage. It is not easy, but it is the only way to build a life that is truly free. Remember this. Transformation is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you always were. Beneath the doubt, beneath the fear, beneath the noise, there is a self that is whole, powerful, and unshakable. When you do the inner work, when you choose growth over comfort, when you water the roots instead of painting the leaves, you awaken that self. And once awakened, your entire life begins to blossom in ways you never imagined. A call to action. Every transformation requires a choice. And today, that choice belongs to you. You can continue living the same way you always have, scattering your energy, chasing approval, and losing yourself in distractions. Or you can choose something different. You can choose to step onto the path of self-focus, the path of growth, the path of inner strength. This is your call to action. Ask yourself right now, what kind of life do I want to live? Do you want to keep running in circles, exhausted and unfulfilled? Or do you want to create a life of peace, purpose, and power? The answer lies in the daily decisions you make, the small, consistent choices that either drain you or nourish you. Transformation does not happen in one giant leap. It happens in the quiet, steady steps you take each day. Start small. Read the book that has been waiting on your shelf. Take the walk your body has been craving. Spend 10 minutes in silence, listening to your own heart. Write down the dreams you've been ignoring and give yourself permission to pursue them. These are not selfish acts. They are sacred. Each one is a declaration. My life matters. My peace matters. My growth matters. But here's the truth. Choosing yourself will not always be easy. People may not understand at first. They may question why you are setting boundaries, why you are saying no, why you are no longer available to be everything for everyone. Some will resist your growth because your change challenges their comfort. But remember this, you were not born to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's expectations. You were born to expand into the fullness of who you are. This is why courage is required. It takes courage to say no to things that drain you. It takes courage to step away from toxic relationships. It takes courage to stop living for applause and start living for alignment. But every time you choose courage over comfort, you grow stronger. Every time you honor your inner truth, you rise higher. Your call to action is simple. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for life to slow down. Begin now. Begin here. Choose one thing today that honors you, whether it's resting when your body is tired, speaking your truth when your heart is heavy, or dedicating time to your passion. Let that choice be the first stone on the path to your transformation. Remember, no one else can walk this journey for you. No one else can heal you, grow you, or save you. That responsibility and that power belongs to you. And when you finally take ownership of your life, when you choose to focus on yourself with intention, the world around you will shift in response. So rise up, decide today, take the first step toward becoming who you were always meant to be. Your transformation is waiting, but it begins the moment you choose yourself. Closing with power. Take a moment and reflect on everything you've heard so far. The distractions, the illusions, the power of inner focus, the transformation from within. All of it points back to one timeless truth. The quality of your life begins with the way you treat yourself. And now, you stand at the threshold of change. This is not just another message, it is a turning point. It is a wake-up call to finally reclaim your energy, your focus, and your worth. For too long, you may have scattered your light in places where it was not valued. You may have given your love, your time, and your energy to people and pursuits that only drained you. And perhaps you've believed that this was the price of being good enough. But hear this clearly. You are already enough. You always have been. Your value has never depended on how much you sacrifice, how much you achieve, or how much others approve of you. Your value comes from simply being who you are, a unique soul with infinite potential. When you focus on yourself, you are not abandoning others. You are empowering yourself so that you can show up in the world as your best self. You are filling your own cup so that it overflows into the lives of others. You are building strength so that when storms come, you don't just survive, you thrive. And as you rise, you naturally inspire others to rise with you. So this is your moment of decision. Will you continue living in the cycle of exhaustion and distraction? Or will you take the brave step of turning inward and choosing yourself? Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in the small, steady choices you make each day. Every time you meditate, you build clarity. Every time you honor your boundaries, you build strength. Every time you choose rest, you build renewal. And every time you invest in yourself, you lay another stone on the path toward the life you were born to live. Never forget, life will not wait for you to be ready. Opportunities will not pause until you feel worthy. The time is always now. The question is, are you willing to choose yourself today? Because the moment you do, everything changes. The way you see yourself changes. The way you carry yourself changes. The way the world responds to you changes. So let this be your declaration. I choose me. I choose my growth. I choose my peace. I choose my transformation. Say it until it becomes the song of your soul. Say it until it becomes the truth you live by. Because when you focus on yourself with love, discipline, and courage, life does not just improve, it transforms. This is your awakening. This is your call, and this is your time. Focus on yourself and watch your life transform. As we reach the end of this journey together, let's pause and gather the lessons we've uncovered. From the illusion of distraction to the power of inner focus, from the seeds of transformation to the courage of taking action, Everything points to one undeniable truth. The life you dream of, the peace you long for, and the strength you seek will never come from outside of you. They are born within you, waiting to be awakened through focus and intention. For so long, many of us have lived in a cycle of seeking validation, seeking approval, seeking a sense of worth in the opinions of others or in the fleeting achievements of the world. But that endless chase only leaves us tired, empty, and disconnected from our true selves. The transformation you are looking for does not come from running faster. It comes from stopping, turning inward, and giving yourself the care and attention you deserve. Focusing on yourself is not about shutting the world out. It is about returning home to yourself, so you can live from a place of wholeness. It is about strengthening your roots, so your branches can reach higher. It is about building a foundation so solid that no storm can shake it. When you do this inner work, your outer life naturally begins to shift. Peace flows where there was once chaos. Confidence replaces doubt. Clarity shines where confusion once lived. This journey will not be without challenges. Choosing yourself means setting boundaries. It means saying no to distractions, toxic influences, and the constant pull of comparison. It means facing your wounds and doing the hard work of healing. But remember, every step you take inward is a step toward freedom. Every choice to honor yourself is a choice to transform your life. And with each act of courage, you build momentum that carries you closer to the life you were created to live. The world doesn't need a version of that is burnt out, drained, and disconnected. The world needs you alive, awake, and powerful. The world needs your light at its brightest, your love at its fullest, and your wisdom at its sharpest. But you cannot give those gifts until you first give to yourself. That is why focusing on yourself is not selfish. It is the most generous thing you can do. Because when you rise, you lift others with you. So let this conclusion not just be the end of a message, but the beginning of a new way of living. Begin today. Choose yourself today. Take one small action that affirms your worth and honors your spirit. And keep choosing yourself again and again until it becomes the way you live. This is your time. This is your awakening. Focus on yourself with courage and love, and watch how your life begins to transform, slowly, beautifully, powerfully. And when it does, you will look back and realize the truth. The greatest change you ever made was finally choosing you.